Hello. Hey everyone, Captain Erica here. I just wanted to make a video today about an Instagram debate that happened recently, a couple Fridays ago. It was kind of fun, and I just wanted to clear the air on what I think a fuzz stick or a feather stick is. So, for those of you that don't know, a fuzz stick or feather stick is commonly a stick that you use to help start your fire. It's a part of the kindling that you would gather wood for your fire, and then you'd use a stick and carve or shavings of wood, but instead of letting the shavings fall off, you're actually leaving them on the stick. So I made a really terrible example for you guys today. But essentially what you're doing is you're just like shaving the wood curls but not letting them fall off. In theory. So whether or not that's a fuzz stick or feather stick, I'm hoping to clear that up later. So I was tagged twice by Jerry D06 and Foxwalk Primitive, and there's a couple other people on Instagram that were participating in the hashtag Fuzz Stick Friday, which is kind of fun. I always love those hashtags where you can kind of challenge each other to do some sort of outdoor skill. So anyway, I did my fuzz stick and accidentally started a debate when I said I didn't like how the word fuzz stick sounded. I'd rather call them feather sticks. And so we commented about it. There was a lot of other creative names that were invented for the word fuzz stick. Anyway, I just was like, okay, whatever, man, like, it's cool. And so, but I was kind of curious because, like, I like words. I'm an English major, and I wanted to be like, what's the definition of fuzz stick versus feather stick? Well, Foxwalk Primitive has a fairly decent-sized YouTube channel, and he did a vlog recently that he insisted there was a difference between fuzz stick and feather stick. So he described the difference between a fuzz stick and a feather stick as a fuzz stick is something like this, where all the shavings are down at the end and kind of feathered into a little bunch. And then a feather stick, this is also a terrible example, you're just cutting little feathers into the stick and then kind of carving up the stick. And then you do that on all sides of the stick, and then it's supposed to be part of your kindling as well. So one of the things he said is that he learned this fact from a Boy Scout Handbook between the years of 1965 and 1975, but he wasn't sure which one. But he said, and I'm quoting here, got it written down, if you doubt me, don't doubt the literature. So I was curious, so I went to the library and actually picked up a Boy Scout Handbook between the years of 1965 and 1975. It's actually really cool. So I just wanted to kind of make this video partially just to show off like this cool book because I don't know, I think they're really neat. I actually checked out a Girl Scout Handbook recently as well for another project I'm working on, which I haven't told the internet about. But anyway, what I found out is there is a section in the book called Tools of a Woodsman, and it's got all kinds of cool stuff in here. But as you can see right here, fuzz stick. So it doesn't mention fuzz stick versus feather stick, and this is where the literature may not be as accurate as you think, Rick. So anyway, I'm going to read it to you really quick. So in making wood shavings for tinder, hold a dry stick by one end with the other end pointing away from you. Very important. Make a shallow cut with a knife blade and then draw the edge parallel to the surface of the stick for as long as of a stroke as possible until the shaving comes loose. Fuzz sticks are even better than loose shavings for starting a fire. To make a fuzz stick, cut the shavings as long and thin as possible, but leave them on the stick in a fuzz that will make the stick more like a small Christmas tree. 3 or more fuzz sticks will do the trick for quick fire starting. So, according to Rick, a fuzz stick is the one where you got the little bit of shavings at the end of the stick, and then a feather stick is one where the feathers are all the way up the stick. This Boy Scout manual, which is copyrighted 1965, and this is a 1969 printing, says that a fuzz stick will look like a small Christmas tree. And it's kind of vague to me, because look at the picture. I don't know. what do you guys think? Is that a fuzz stick or is that a feather stick? So I'd say that your literature is a little vague, Rick, as to whether or not the fuzz stick is going all the way up this like a feather stick, or if the fuzz stick is all the way at the end. But the words do say it'll look like a small Christmas tree at the end of the stick. But then the picture is a little different. So I did a little more research. Good old Wikipedia. I just printed it out. Wikipedia says a feather stick, sometimes referred to as a fuzz stick, is a length of wood which is shaped to produce a cluster of thin curls protruding from the wood. It is used for damp wood to start a campfire when dry tinder is hard to find. So I think that was a really long way of saying there is not technically an official difference according to the Boy Scout Handbook and Wikipedia as to whether or not a fuzz stick or a feather stick, like what the difference is between the two. Now, I think it's totally cool and totally legit that you decided to define each one. I'm going to roll with fuzz stick with the caveat that I still like the word feather stick better. All right, thanks guys.